might have heard this saying, fake it till you make it. And this idea suggests that if you act a certain way, you'll start to feel that way too. All right. This concept is part of something called the facial feedback hypothesis. And in today's podcast, we're going to dive into one of my favorite topics, and that is smiling. How the simple act of smiling can genuinely make you feel happier.
Embark on a journey to defy time with LMAO, Laughing My Age Off podcast. I'm your host, Erica Kelly, and I started this show because, like you, I'm curious about the secrets to staying youthful as the years go by. Join me as we discover the secrets to slowing down the aging process, exploring expert insights, cutting-edge research, and personal experiences that uncover the art of aging gracefully. It's time to laugh, learn, and embrace a life full of vitality together.
Welcome to today's broadcast. I'm super excited about this topic because it's one that I personally believe in. And when I started to gather information on this topic, I was super excited because I think we all could use some hacks as to shifting our moods when we're definitely not in the mood to be happy, right? Because you know what? We're not going to always be happy, but if we could do something as simple as a smile, I mean, that's something that we could all do, right? So I want to begin by talking about smiling across many cultures because, you know, when we're talking about smiling, we're talking about the American way of smiling, okay? And I say that because, you know, the Olympics is going on and it's just like noticing more cultures lately, right? Especially with the Olympics and how, you know, I look at the sports of like gymnastics going on and the track going on, and you can see everybody has a different way of carrying themselves, and smiling is one of them, okay? So I just want you to be more aware of the nonverbal expressions, particularly smiling, since that's what we're talking about today. But when you become aware of some of this content, like I'm learning today too, you know, I was hunting for some information on this because it's one of those things that I really enjoy learning about because, again, the goal and the mission for this podcast is to learn how we can age gracefully, okay? And shifting our moods is one of the number one ways, right, that really impacts our energy and really impacts, you know, our body because happy body, a happy person tends to be less depressed, and less depressed means less health problems, okay? It all trickles down to that. So starting with a smile, you know, across different cultures, let's just take a step back and talk about the many ways that people smile, okay? In America, I mean, whether you smile with, you know, your teeth shown or maybe you smile with your lips closed, no matter what, you know, it's really the focus is on the lips, okay? Whereas in different cultures, you know, like in Japan or Russia, smiling as we know it today in America isn't as common, right? They actually think that smiling like we do so much is strange, a little bit strange or insincere in some cases. So, you know, that is interesting to kind of point out. So if you see different cultures, even in America, just keep that in mind that some people might see smiling the same way. And also in India, it's pointed out as well that smiling is really noticed around the eyes, okay? You know, and in some cases, if you're going, you know, to the Middle East where there's many covers around the face, I think that is honestly how a lot of people have been cultured to smile, because in some cases, you know, some areas might be covered, showing emotions. They don't want it to be as pronounced as we do in America. I think in America, you know, I personally, this is how I see it. I feel like in America, when you smile, when you're happy, you know, that is a sign of someone with, you know, good energy, and it's okay to show that. In some other cultures, like we're speaking of now, I think it's frowned down upon to really show that as much. So keeping that in mind, understanding that, you know, our smiles in America definitely can have a different meaning than other cultures. So let's dive into the facial feedback hypothesis. Okay, what is it? Where did it come from? So this goes back to the 1800s, where Charles Darwin and William James, they were studying how facial expressions could affect our emotions, okay? So the theory suggests that our facial expressions can really influence our emotions. And so when we smile, even if you're generally not happy, your brain receives signals, right? That you are happy, even when you're not, right? Which can boost your mood, okay? So there's many studies out there that support this. And as always with studies, there's always going to be controversies of, how strong this can work. But there is no controversy on how our brain is connected to our emotions, right? So if you are in a sad mood, and I tell this all the time to my students in class, especially at the end of class, because it's after a hard workout and you just want to make sure they leave the class in the best mood. And the way to do that is to smile, even if it's fake, because when you do that, to be honest with you, you start to think how silly it is, right? And you do that right now. If you're listening to this podcast, if you're listening to the car, if you're cleaning, whatever you're doing, I want you to smile, right? Even if it's fake. And it might be hard to do this even when you're in a bad mood, but I notice myself doing that, all right? And I definitely feel a little shift in my mood, okay? And so going back to how this works, it's really in the muscle movement, okay? So it seems very obvious to me. Anytime you add movement, all right, you are just adding some circulation, right? Then just having, a neutral face, the RBF face, resting bitch face, or just, you've seen people like that where, they just don't look happy, right? But if you smile, those cheeks are moving, and you know what else is moving? Yes, the muscles, all those little muscles underneath those cheeks, okay? So your brain gets signals that can make you feel happier, all right? It's as simple as that. So I really connect this to exercise too, right? So anytime you get movement, when you're going for a walk, you're going to get that little boost, all right, of endorphins. And so that's how they explain this theory, okay? So studies have shown that people who smile, even when they're not happy, often start to feel better. And there was a famous study done back, I believe in the 70s, and there's a lot of research for this. You could Google it. It's pretty much in many, many articles. But what they did is they took groups of people and they separated them into one group that was holding a pencil in their mouth, right, in a way that made them smile. So I'm just, all right, putting a pen in my mouth here, okay? So I'm assuming that's the way they had the pen. And I just put the pen just horizontally, biting onto it, right? And they also had another group where, of course, they didn't have, anything in their mouth, okay? And so when they reported between the two findings, they found that the people, of course, who had the pencil in their mouth, just like this, reported to be happier, okay? So I know that's an interesting study, right? But it definitely mimics a smile, right? When you have that pencil in your mouth, those cheeks are slightly elevated. So that was one of the first studies that they did to really test how smiling, even if it's fake, can really shift your mood. So let's talk about why this really matters, okay? So emotional regulation, right? Being able to control our emotions can help us in many areas of life. I think this is very straightforward, right? If you can use this hack, to, switching your mood in times where you feel like you're just like can't get out of that. I mean, how many times have you been in a place where oh, you know, you're just like, man, I'm in a funk. I've had that plenty of times, right? And I usually use exercise for that. But I have been using this little hack lately, when I wake up. That is a good one to do because when you wake up, you immediately kind of think of your day. Meditation's good for that too. But I tend to like this as a hack when I first wake up in the morning. Why does this matter besides help to regulate your emotions? The other part of this is the bounce back you get, right? Your reflection of your energy is really what people see, all right? So, your social interactions, when you smile, others are likely to smile back. So, I always think about that, right? So, if you want to feel that good energy back, then you need to be the one giving the energy, right? So, if you think about it that way, so creating a positive atmosphere really starts with you. It starts with you. All right. And if you're taking this all in, you're thinking, yeah, like giving it fake smiles is going to really change my life. I really do. I really do. That is why I made an episode about this. I want you to just kind of take notice of the times you smile today. All right. And just be more aware of that and see if that can help shift your mood. Imagine a workout where all you need is a band. That's right. It combines the power of hot Pilates with an invigorating 30-minute banded series, all right? If that sounds exciting to you, listen up because we are now offering arms, legs, total body, booty, and abs with just a band. Please join us in our app. There's a 7-day free trial, and that also includes 2 Zooms each week, each month, all right? So you get Monday and Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We work out live, all right? This is all included in your membership. So head on over to Fit and Pretty Life in the App Store. We'll see you soon. And now we're going to talk about the 10 big benefits of smiling. Now that you know that you can hack your way into smiling and really improve your mood, let's talk about it, all right? So number 1 on my list is that it helps you live longer. So smiling, as we talked about, can be linked to a longer life because happy people often have better health, right? We talked about this earlier. People who are sad, angry, depressed, anxiety most of their day, those people are really contributing to a, poor aging experience, right? And people who are happier, just think about the people who are happy in your life. Do they have more health problems or less problems than the people who exude those negative emotions, right? All right, number 2, reduces stress. Yeah, so if you're stressed, smiling can help lower your stress levels and make you feel better. I mean, another hack to do this and to create more smiles, and we talked about in one of our other podcasts, is laughing. Laughing, right? When you laugh, you can't help but smile. So if you are looking to smile more, and this is still faking it, right? Just find ways to laugh, all right? Find your favorite comedians. That is like one of my favorite things to do. So it reduces stress. It lifts your mood for number 3. So smiling can trick your brain into feeling happier and more positive, all right? So it's all about the brain. It's all about the brain, right? All right. So number 4, it is contagious. I truly believe in this. There are so many times where I hear someone laugh. I'm watching, a TikTok or an Instagram video, and you're like, I'm just laughing because these people are laughing, right? You've seen those videos and you've been around people, or, you're at a restaurant and you hear people laughing and you're just like, you can't help but want to watch and know what they're laughing about, okay? You want to feel it. We all want to feel that. When it comes down to it in life, we just want to feel that happiness, right? That energy, right? So number 5, it boosts our immune system. All right. We talked about number 1, it helps you live longer. So that's no surprise. People who smile more, smiling helps your immune system. It works better, keeping you healthier. Okay. Number 6, it lowers our blood pressure. So smiling and laughing go hand in hand. It could help lower your blood pressure and make you feel more relaxed. Okay. So again, I think it really comes down to that circulation when you're smiling versus, all right, that's a big difference. I just took my smile to a neutral face. Okay. And it definitely changes the way I feel, and, that circulation of blood going on there. That is the secret too. All right. Number 7, it reduces pain. Yeah. Right? It reduces pain. Smiling releases chemicals in your brain that acts as natural painkillers. It really does. All right. If you think about all the drugs that people take, people forget that we have a pharmacy right here. All right. And it's called the brain dripping out those endorphins. All right. That good old oxytocin, those feel good hormones, right? We all have it, but we have to be aware of it, and we have to be able to encourage that type of lifestyle. All right. This is all about lifestyle. You get to choose. All right. And number 8, big one here. Are you listening? Makes you attractive. It makes you attractive. People are drawn to those people who smile, and it can make you look younger and more friendlier. Okay? Hey, that is an anti-aging hack right there. Makes you more attractive. I completely agree with that. When people are smiling, I want to just be around them, and they do look better. When you see somebody who is not happy, let's just not forget that, like, people who, have frowns all the time, that doesn't look really good. That doesn't look good, right? Those wrinkles start to go into that shape, right? Versus smiling. Yeah, you can get those crow's feet, but hey, there's Botox if you want it. I mean, there's lots of things you can do with skincare now, but I'm just saying in general, naturally aging, if you want to age better, don't go around with frowns around your face, okay? It makes you attractive to smile. Number 9, it shows success. Smiling can actually make you appear more confident and successful in social and professional settings. All right? So if you're in the workplace and, you're getting ready for a big meeting, there's nothing better to show your confidence and to really boost your own mood, right? Because a lot of the times when you're, I speak from experience too, when you're getting in front of a group of people to speak, whether, you're coaching, right? I'm a coach. So if you are smiling, you will sense that energy, and they will know you're confident. And there's nothing worse, people can sense when people are not confident. And what happens is that they just lose trust in you. They do. I felt that before when I first began teaching. And what I learned from that experience many years ago is that you are giving them the energy that you want them to feel, right? So if you are not smiling and you are sad or scared, they're going to feel that, all right? So never dismiss how powerful a smile can be. And number 10, are you ready for this? This is one of the most important ones. It keeps you positive. It's hard to stay negative while you are smiling. I want you to try it. Like, oh my God, I'm so mad right now. I'm laughing because it sounds so funny. If you're angry and you smile, like, try it. It's really hard to do. Have you ever been in a situation where someone makes you angry and then maybe they tell you a joke? It doesn't happen very often, but I can remember, a few times in my life where that's happened. And, it really is hard to stay mad when someone makes you smile. So remember those things, and just remember how powerful a smile can be, because it really can impact your life. And if you have a hard time smiling, I want to talk to you about a quick study that was done around, are you ready for this? Botox, right? There's another hack to really improving your smiling consistency here. So Botox, there was a small study done by Dr. Michael Lewis at Cardiff University who investigated how Botox affects one's mood. I know, this is crazy, right? All right, so participants were given Botox injections in their foreheads, and after 2 weeks, guess what happened? All right, those who experienced Botox reported significantly less depressive moods and less anxious moods compared to those who received other treatments other than Botox. They received like skincare, but they didn't get Botox, all right? So why did this happen? And they theorized that main effect prevented frowning by paralyzing the muscles in the forehead create frowning, right? So since frowning is associated with negative emotions, stopping this expression, they say, this is what they say, is that it leads to a happier mood. So if you can't make a frown and you can't be angry, all right, then, you have that increased chance and support of a more positive mood. So Dr. Lewis believes this finding could lead to new treatments for depression. And unlike traditional depressive medications, they can have side effects. Like everything has side effects for drugs. Of course, Botox main side effect is for younger looking skin, but that emotional boost is something that's being looked at more seriously now, because when you look good, I think you feel good, right? Okay, so I just want to summarize this episode here, wrapping this up with a bow. I want you to pay attention to how much you're smiling in your day, all right? So the idea of real smiling, fake smiling, or even adding some Botox in your life is really going to help shift your mood, all right? So I want you to pay attention in your daily lives and, shoot me a note and let me know if this has really contributed to your life, and if you feel like anybody else can benefit from this episode, please share it with a friend or leave a review. I truly would appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Stay fit and pretty.